Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This shouldn't really be that difficult as it's turning out to be because, let's face it, if you're going to write songs and you're going to want to touch somebody else, you have to be willing to throw yourself that wide open first and do it. That's the only way you're going to touch somebody else at their deepest core. That's the only way a song is going to work. So, yeah, it's kind of funny that this is as hard as it is turning out to be, but let's just kind of give you my life story in brief, I guess, and maybe this will give you an idea of where the songs came from, who the person is behind them, and obviously we can get into a bit more in depth as time goes on. But anyhow, I was one of those ADD kids, I guess. I don't remember this, but Mom says I couldn't sit still long enough to write my name. I can believe that. Her parents and she wanted us all to become concert pianists, and of course, if you can't focus, if you can't sit still in one place, it's not going to happen. But you're going to find, I think, in life that if you've got a gift at something, it's going to find you out. People are going to see it. I'm not sure why that is, but that's been my experience. Anyway, Mom wanted us to be musical. Her parents wanted us to be musical. So I got started on the accordion at age 6. That did not last, I can assure you, but after that, it was piano, and I had a few years of it on and off as I grew up in, just in school here and there. But, I made one fateful choice as a child, which probably makes sense at this point. I was different. I got picked on. I've also got a brain chemistry issue where I don't make enough serotonin and norepinephrine, so I tend to be depressed, and I get these fogs sometimes where I can't think and make stupid mistakes. Of course, I didn't know this when I was a kid. I found this out many, many years later. But, it was very difficult. I just had a very hard time adjusting, and I made a very fateful choice. If this wasn't the worst mistake I ever made, this set up all the other ones. I decided as a 6-year-old kid, my thinking is, if you can't get me, you can't hurt me. So I put up all kinds of walls, and I withdrew to survive, to get through, and I got very good at it. And there's a problem with that, because when I should have been out, like my peers were, learning how to deal with other people, social situations, the emotions that come with them, I didn't do that. So I really, really warped myself. I really retarded my development big time. And fact of the matter is that that's the time to learn as a child, to learn these things then, because that's when you get the past to make the mistakes. And I didn't do that. So it was much tougher. And that is the framework that these songs are coming from. I don't think the way a lot of people think. Sometimes I can't think at all. I just have to wait for those moments to pass when they happen. And sometimes I'm not even aware they're there. But again, you persevere. I had this 3rd grade test. I was talking about how people will find your gift out. Your gift will rat you out. It just does. I don't know why. But the school band wanted us, and basically they brought somebody in who played us 20 pairs of notes, and we had to tell if they were the same or different. And it just so happened that I got 18 of them right, and so the band was interested. And after I had said, I can't stand this anymore, this piano thing, I can't take it, I don't want to do it anymore, I hate this, I can't do it. Well, your gift has a way of coming after you, and in this case, that was how it came after me. So I got in the school band, and eventually I got to where I was playing piano again. And I got through the difficult childhood that I had, and I got through a lot of adjusting to try and catch up. And here's where we find that I'm finishing high school. Mom was dead set on my going to this particular state school. I was going to college. There was no way I was getting out of it. You know, she came from a family of college professors. There was absolutely no way, and you know where, I was not going to college. I didn't want to, but oh well. The thing was that you had to, if I was going to do music in college, and that's kind of what I figured I was going to do. I at least had the sense to do that. And the thing was that if you were going to major on some particular instrument of choice, you had to prove that you had done it. They wouldn't take somebody fresh. You had to show them you'd played for a while, that you actually could play. So, I'm just thinking about this audition. You had to audition. You had to walk into the office of this person that's maybe going to teach you, if they accept you. And so you go in. There was a couple of desks on the right side. You know, the would-be instructor is sitting at one of them, and there's 3 other chairs. There's 3 other faculty members there. And there's 2 pianos that are sitting over on the other side of the room. And I sat down at one. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this because I didn't have a classical training, okay? What I learned were these kind of show tunes and folk tunes and things, and I'm sorry. I'm going into this classical institution, you know, and I'm playing these show tunes, and I'm sorry. These people just looked at each other like, is this guy actually serious? But they let me in. And I don't know what I would have done, or what I would have told Mom if I hadn't passed, but I passed, and I go through college. It really was priceless to have that experience, to learn how the classical composers learned, to go through all that ear training, to learn all that music theory, to lock yourself up and practice hours a day to get these pieces down so that you could pass your piano jury at the end of the semester and move on to the next one. It really was something else. And I started writing songs at this time, and I was able to finish my degree in 3 years, and then I was out in the real world and wasn't sure where I was going to go. Well, I tried to go back to school at one point. I did have the opportunity to take a songwriting course, so I learned, hey, there's books out there that you can actually learn this stuff, which was great. But again, you've got to study your craft, you've got to learn, and you have to... This is really scary. This is not going to be very clean or very polished, but you've got to throw yourself wide open. I can't be the stereotypical male. No expression, no emotion, never gets rattled. You know, not all our movie heroes and everything. If, as a singer-songwriter, I don't have that option. If I can't feel it, I can't write about it. And if I don't feel it, I can't make you feel it. I can't write something that talks to you, that speaks for you, that just gets you. And you're like, damn, I gotta press rewind. No. It's, a lot of people have talked about how it's a gift to be able to play music, to be able to write. But it can also be very painful. I could talk a lot about that, but we won't in this video. I've just kept plugging on through lots of setbacks, lots of health problems. I married someone I shouldn't have. That's a big one, guys. If you can't get somebody that actually will support what you're doing, they're not for you. And you've got some tough choices to make at that point. But I'd go on to say, if you don't make those tough choices, if you want to be altruistic, that's when you're going to die. Once you find out your purpose in life, I mean, they all tell us you've got to find your purpose. But what they don't tell us is that once you find it, it's not optional anymore. You have to do it. Because if you don't, that's when you're going to lose your health. And either you're going to die very quickly or you will start that long, slow decline. And I figured it out when it was almost too late. So that's why at this stage of life, I'm only finally just breaking out. I had to make all the mistakes. I wasn't gifted with wisdom. I had to go through hard knock school to learn the things I've learned. But I found, to close this, that the more that you get through in life, the more valuable your perspective becomes to others. And so I'm writing from these experiences of somebody who's had the near-death experiences, been sick, been in the hospital, surgeries, had heartbreak, went through horrible breakups, was betrayed, went through all the not fitting in type of things and trying to work that out. We could talk about so much, but let me just close this by saying this is the perspective I'm coming from. This is where the songs come from, whether it's love songs, breakup songs, rant against convention songs, and what I like to call my life preserver songs. Those you've got to keep going anyway type of things. This is a little bit about where they came from. This is a little bit about who I am. I hope this is the beginning of something really cool for us. That you find some incredible value in these songs, in what these stories that you hear. You want to tell your friends about it, and I can keep doing this. Anyway, that should do it for now. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to like and subscribe. That would be wonderful, but we're going to get very shortly to where there's consistent posting on here. And that subscription will be worth it. But anyhow, take care of yourself, and thanks again for stopping by.